Hey, hey, hey. Yep, it's me back again. We're going to talk about THC. We are. And CBD. Because we've got Dr. Shiva communicating with me. It's really awesome. Yeah, it is. Because I've called him a couple of times. His response is, "Can I call you right back?" One time I waited, I want to say the better part of a year, maybe a year and a half, something like that. Probably a year, probably closer to a year. And here recently, several days have passed. But you see, Dr. Shiva, he's putting out these videos about cannabis, and he's going to tell us 31 things about cannabis. And he's not pro, and he's not con. He's a truth, health, freedom fighter, and he's a systems guy. Yeah, he's a systems guy. So, in a live chat on one of his live videos, I commented, and he actually responded to my comment. So let's listen to what Dr. Shiva has to say in response to my comment.
At the gut level, we have to protect the microbiome and then the connection between both of them. Now we're getting a whole systems approach to understanding brain and gut health. Okay, so we cannot separate these two. Someone said, "How do cannabis rejuvenate gum tissue?" So just want to let you know we have another open science project on periodontal disease. We're about to be publishing a very major article on periodontal disease, and we can definitely look at. But when we say cannabis, you have to be clear. What do you mean by cannabis? The high THC stuff, the CBDs, we have to be careful on that. Okay. So again, before I leave, all of you can.
All right. How about that? Does a man kind of stumble over his words? He's getting ready to release this huge periodontal study. And when I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation, the United States National Library had it in print that if you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever and it's not coming back. Hey, Gorf Patrol. Greetings from Livonia, Michigan. I used to do some contracting down there. I did. Used to live down that way too when I was a youngster. Uh, so, anyways, yeah, Dr. Shiva, he's doing a lot of talking about cannabis. And he says, with response to, oh, wait a minute. When I discovered gum tissue rejuvenation, it was written in the United States National Library of Medicine. If you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever. It's not coming back. Science had given up on it. Science had absolutely given up on it. And Mr. Systems Man going to put out this huge report on periodontal disease, but what did he say? How come we can't talk about this, Dr. Shiva? We got to be careful about THC and or is it THC or CBD? We got to be careful. Why do we got to be careful? I can tell you a lot of reasons why we got to be careful. Because you see, this recreational marijuana here, this package says THC 23%, CBD 0%. Actual THC or CBD value may vary from the reported value stated by up to 10%. So could be 10% CBD, or could it be negative? It could be 33% THC, or it could be 13% THC. What if I told you there's probably hardly any THC in here? Because this isn't decarboxylated. You want to have THC, you got to decarboxylate it. What's decarboxylating? Well, that's when you put heat to it. Like this. This is cannabis. These two are tobacco. This one's cannabis. See now, Dr. Shiva is going to tell you if he tried cannabis. He is. And then he's going to tell you what effect it had on him. So since he's going to tell you what effect it had on him, I think he's going to tell you he tried it. Now, this is turning that THC into THC. Is decarboxylating it with the heat. Now, if you want to do an extraction, there's lots of different ways to do extractions. And you can make tinctures, you can make lotions, you can make balms, lipstick. You can infuse it in all kinds of things, even your soap, your shampoo. Now, Dr. Shiva says got to be really careful to talk about oral health with cannabis, to have a discussion with the world's leading authority 8 years running. Yep, this guy right here. Why? I don't have any scientific equipment. I don't have a microscope. I don't have a laboratory. I don't have money. I got a little bit of weed, cannabis, herb. So what do we got to be so careful about, Dr. Shiva? Would it be a United States patent? With regards to optimal oral health for cannabis? With high THC? Or is it because this is so dangerous? We got good men and women in prison for their safety because this is so dangerous. So dangerous, comes in this packaging. It tells you that one of the most important things, according to Dr. Shiva, that THC and CBD could vary by 10% of what's stated. Now, Dr. Shiva, he wants to tell you, he's going to talk about the difference between cannabis of today and cannabis of the 60s. I think he's going to tell you about the cannabis of today being so much more potent. If that's the case, he's probably referring to that scrog weed that they grew for testing, for all their studies that were all designed to find the negative effects of cannabis. Maybe that was dangerous. Dangerous to truth. Now I'm going to tell you one thing that's really different. You look at that joint. Where's the oil? Where's the resin? In the 70s, for certain. So often you'd smoke a joint down about this far and we would be tearing the end of it off because it was just laden with oil. We used to call it resin. I mean, it's getting all over your lips. It's getting all over your fingers. It's kind of messy. We didn't understand the medicinal value of that back then. Today, where's the oil? Most of the stuff's grown indoors, chemical fed, artificial light, artificial wind. In that respect, I'll say it's definitely not the same. See, when you're smoking, you're definitely vaporizing as well. There's no doubt about it. So, Dr. Shiva, how did you use cannabis? Did you smoke it like this? Now, here's something you all should know if you're going to smoke cannabis, or pretty much smoke anything. I found that you inhale with your cheeks. Inhale it into your oral cavity and let it cool down. After it cools down, then take it down into your lungs. Now, if you're vaporizing cannabis, and there's a lot of different ways to vaporize cannabis. You can vaporize the flower. You can vaporize the oils, the different types of extracts. And when you do that, you are ingesting the oil. And when you hold that in your mouth, you're letting that oil just kind of roll around in there and kind of interact with everything that's there in your oral cavity. And then after you cool it down, take a nice deep breath and take it all the way down deep inside your lungs. Hold it there for a little bit, let it circulate around. And when you exhale, exhale a lot of it through your nose. That's putting that oil circulating through your sinus cavities, your nasal cavities. That's a very effective way to get that oil, that medicinal property oil, healing. Let's say healing property. It gets it there where you're not going to, how else are you going to get it there? Well, there's different ways. You can get it into your blood by ingesting it. You can get it into your oral cavity and your pipes going down, your upper and your lower intestinal. But some are going to make it all the way through, some aren't. Some are going to get absorbed. And what kind? A decarboxylated or a non-decarboxylated? You can't get high on cannabis once your endocannabinoid system is nourished. So why do we need to be careful about THC and CBD? I want to know from Dr. Shiva's perspective. Is Dr. Shiva going to tell you that too much CBD is causing wasting disease? People end up in the hospital wasting away to nothing. Wasting disease. Very serious. Taking and isolating a component, a cannabinoid, is not necessarily one of the best things to do. They work in synergy with each other. It's an entourage effect. Anytime one cannabinoid is shown efficacy standing alone, when other cannabinoids are introduced, the efficacy of the, what do we want to call it here? The encounter of the cannabinoids with your body, with your endocannabinoid system, show a higher efficacy in healing. So I want to say there's a bigger danger in having a breakthrough discovery and standing here holding a patent that was denied by the United States Patent and Trademark Office, that was attacked during its years of prosecution in the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Final office action denied after it had been attacked. I hold it in my hand. And I'm a criminal. Well, my fiction's a criminal. I'm not a criminal. But I'm one of the world's most feared men. Dr. Shiva, I think you're afraid to talk with me. Because nobody in the cannabis business will talk with me. Nobody in the cannabis business will engage with me. No medical professional will come forward. Even a ex-military doctor who's involved in the cannabis business, cannabis industry, he said he has better things to do. He has better things to do. What do we got to be careful of with THC, Dr. Shiva, Mr. Systems Man? I want to know. Is it when we do it like this? I got a mustache. I got to be careful with this flame here, don't I? Yeah, I do. Or do we got to be careful when it's like this? And I'm holding this up here because I want to show you folks all something here. If you see up here at the top, it's a little bit darker. Now I'm going to roll it, and you're going to see that that darkness is not sticking to the glass. It's not sticking to the glass. This I gave to a friend long time ago, probably well over a year ago. And it was in his fridge all that time. And I got it back. Oh, I'm so happy. I am. I'm truly happy. And you see, this is the soy lecithin. And that soy lecithin is what to use. I tried sunflower lecithin, and within days, certainly weeks, the oil separated from the glycerin, from the food grade vegetable glycerin. Sunflower lecithin is not a good emulsifier. The soy lecithin is a very good emulsifier. So I got 2 bottles back. Already shook up one, got it warm it up in my hand, shake it. It all mixed back in. But with that sunflower lecithin, the oil just, when it's separated, it's stuck right to the inside of the bottle. And so, I don't know, Dr. Shiva, you want to talk about that? You want to talk about emulsifying? So that's very important with regards to my intellectual property. It is. You want to talk about all the attacks against me to prevent me from getting my international patents? Would you be interested to know that with a United States patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office, I cannot get a United States trademark if I could be in business? If I could be in business. If I could exist without the attacks. If I could get the funding. If I could just start from scratch without the attacks. Where's my right to industry? Where's my right to help the people? Where's one man, male or female, that's got the cojones and stand next to me and say, I see it, and I'll say I see it. All of it. I see the gum tissue rejuvenation. I see the calcified plaque removal. I've done my research. I understand it's impermeable to acidics like apple cider vinegar, grapefruit juice, orange juice, that it seals the microcavities and micropores in your teeth, puts a protective coating on them, prevents the calcified plaques, removes the calcified plaques, rejuvenates gum tissue, stops bleeding gums, removes the bad breath, realigns your teeth when your gums grow back, prevents you from getting gaps from between your teeth because of your receding gums. And if you heard these commercials, you got some guy with an English accent or British accent or whatever talking about if you want to rebuild your teeth and your gums overnight, 10 seconds, within days, never see a dentist again. Well, this commercial started out with it being a sour gel. They had 40 some thousand people who have benefited from it. Well, it was a short time later, it became a soft mineral that you chew. Same spiel, same accent, maybe the same 40 some thousand people benefiting. And later, it changes to I think it's a sweet candy, if I remember correctly. And again, I think it has changed. Where's your proof? Where's your pictures? And how come it's not in the mainstream news? You got a lot of money for commercials because, man, I see that all the time. How come no one's talking about it? Why do we have all these people in prison for their safety for cannabis? Why? On probation. Have their lives destroyed. Did you try it in a pipe like this, Dr. Shiva? Did you try it as a tincture? Or as an oral rinse? Like this. It's a nice little tingling sensation. It is on your tissue. Or did you try it like this, Dr. Shiva? This is incredible for burns. So if you're working in the kitchen, you touch something a little too hot, you're working in the shop, touch something a little too hot, you get a burn. First degree, second degree burns. This is amazing. And you just dip your fingers in like this and then rub it on wherever your burn is. And burn's going to be sensitive. So you want something that's going to go on easy. You could also put this in a mister and just mist it on. You wouldn't even have to touch. But I found no need for a mister. Now, that's good for sunburns. You get a sunburn, there you go. Now, you want to prevent a sunburn? What do? Well, before you go out into the sun, you do this. I'm going to close my eye. I'm rubbing it all on my eyelid. It's all wet. This is, I believe this is 99% isopropyl alcohol here. It could be a lower grade. It's certainly 70% isopropyl alcohol because I just wouldn't have anything lower than that. All right, now I can open my eye because I didn't get it in my eye. Now, that alcohol would burn. You got that on your eyeball, that would really burn. THCA and THC on your eyeball burns. You want to prevent a sunburn? Put this on. You want to treat a sunburn? Put this on. Prove it, Ethan. All right, I did. Go to oralhealthwithcannabis.com, and near the bottom of the homepage, there's pictures of cannabis as a sunscreen. Now I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. This is merely something like this that's cooked down and remove the alcohol. So what I did was I had some oil and I had some of this, and I put some of this on my finger like that. I want to show you. I want you to be able to see. There's a good spot there. Okay. Put it on. You can see it's dark. Then I put my finger in this. Right. Got my finger in here. I'm going to set it down. Take my finger and go like that. Now, the more I do that, the more that's going to dissolve it. You can see it's going away. So in the pictures, what you're seeing is you're seeing a combination of that and me exposing the white part of my leg to the sun. And so there's a strip on the white part of my leg that I treated with the cannabis oil. And the other part of my white skin, I did not. And I sat out there long enough to get burned. And then I treated the burned area with this, not with that sticky stuff. No, because you're already burnt. So this goes on real nice and easy. You just nice and gently just put it on. So that isopropyl alcohol is antiseptic. Cannabis got all kinds of marvelous properties in its total of cannabinoids. Untold how many cannabinoids are in the cannabis plants and what might be more dominant in different varieties. So how are you using it? Is it decarboxylated? Is it not decarboxylated? Are you just taking leaves off the plant and putting it in with your lettuce and your cucumbers and your carrots? Because you can't get high if it's not decarboxylated. You can eat all the raw cannabis you want. You're not going to get high. Could be a good way to start to nourish the endocannabinoid system. Something I've given considerable thought for years, and I would like to have participation from people that either A, when they use cannabis, it's like one toke and, oh man, I don't want any more of that. I don't like it. To someone who's just so affected by it, it's like, hey, one toke, I'm good. I don't need any more. All right. These people that are so affected by one toke, one hit, that they just, that's it. They don't want any more. If those types of individuals were to consume raw cannabis and apply cannabis topically. Now, decarboxylated cannabis topically apparently can have an intoxicating effect. Apparently it can. However, in most cases, it does not. In my experience over the years. So there's all different ways that you can consume cannabis, that you can use cannabis from all different types of topicals, from creams and lotions and balms and more. Different types of tinctures, alcohol tinctures, olive oil tinctures, glycerin tinctures. You can have it in beverages and cook it into your foods. And one thing I found that when you take the oil and you make the chocolate candy, that's one of the most effective pain reliefs for Crohn's sufferers. And my thought is it's because that chocolate is going to make its way through. If it was just the tincture, it's got a good chance of getting absorbed on the way down. So, anyways, I'm just looking for one. Mark Keyshawn Christopher, he was real interested until I started talking about the reason why I came there. And then he kind of cut me short, even though it was a good hour plus talk. But he just decided to cut me right off and didn't give any contact information for me. But in the beginning of the interview, he did make it clear that I was introduced to him for my oral health discoveries, and he's got some gum issues and wanted to talk about it, but he's never had me back to talk about it. Dr. Shiva's not going to talk about it. Dr. Oz wouldn't talk about it. There's so many others. Gretchen Whitmer won't talk about it. But during lockdown, cannabis business classified as essential. Essential. Open. Open for business. Essential during lockdown. Unbelievable. So what system is it, Dr. Shiva, that we got to be so careful about with the THC? Is it the system of oppression and suppression? Is it the system of government attacks? Is it not in line with the conversation of the truth, health, freedom fighter would want to be discussing? Well, anyways, Dr. Shiva, you give me reason to make a few more videos and probably some more. You're a truth, health, and freedom fighter, so I'm waiting for your next cannabis video. Hopefully, it's one where you're going to tell us 31 things about cannabis, and not pro and not con. Systems approach. Systems. But be careful about THC or CBD. Absolutely. When your endocannabinoid system is malnourished, half a BB size of that oil that I had in that syringe can be too much for you. People they'll lose control of their functions. Some will curl up like a ball on the floor. Some will need to vomit. Some will just kick back and don't want to move. You can have unwanted adverse effects from cannabis. And all my indications are that is from a malnourished endocannabinoid system. Because in every case, nearly every case, I have to say, every case I'm aware of where I've had communication with people who were that way, and I educate them on how to start consuming cannabis in a way to avoid those adverse reactions. It's good to be with somebody that you trust, a true friend, someone that will take care of you if you need taken care of, someone that'll comfort you if you need comforting, someone that's going to help you if you need a little bit of help. If you do it, say, an hour before you're ready to go to sleep, and you have a CBN content, CBN, CBN. That's the degraded THCA, the degraded THC. Now, CBN is very good for sleep. So if you have a formulation that's higher in CBN than it is in THC, or even if they were equal, it doesn't matter, small amount. You want to get smaller than half a BB? You do it with something like this, an extraction, a dropper bottle. Small amount of an indica extraction, not a sativa extraction. Why? Sativa is going to give you energy. Sativa is going to wake your brain up, make it come alive with thoughts. That's not what you want when you're getting ready to go to sleep. Indica, good indica, people will say it has, they call it couch lock. Smoke a joint there like I just did, and they get couch lock. They don't want to move. I'm going to have a cigarette now. So a good indica extraction where you have degraded the THC and THCA into CBN. CBN is what gives you the gum tissue rejuvenation. Your body does its healing when you sleep. It does its rejuvenating when you sleep. It's a good time to be nourishing your body with rejuvenating endocannabinoids like CBN. A little bit of THC and all the others, a full extraction. And slowly nourish your body. Before you know it, you're not having those adverse effects. Then you're able to tolerate and actually enjoy the benefits of a high THC or high THC, high CBN full extraction, high level of all cannabinoids. See, most extractions are just a THC strip these days. My extraction process is 7 to 10 days. And then I got a 90 to 120 day multi-step filtering process that produces the richest extraction in the purest form, the cleanest form that I know that's possible. And then we can work with different properties through the different ways that it has been handled and processed, so that we can have formulations for nighttime for sleep, formulations for the morning for waking up, formulations for the middle of the day. And all the benefits that come from the industry, especially when you get into the hemp, all the building products, clothing, a shirt that'll last you 50 years and get more comfortable every time you wear it. You know, things like that. One of the most dangerous things about marijuana and THC is a United States patent. I really fought for that. I paid a lot for that. And now I'm paying hell for it. So come on, Mr. Systems Man. Truth, health, freedom fighter. Let's talk about all different systems affected by cannabis. The medical system, the dental system, the healthcare system, the prison system, the jail system, the justice system, the licensing enslavement system. I'm your Huckleberry, Dr. Shiva. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, well, I thought there was a few things that I figured I'd come out here and tell you because I just got so inspired to do so. Anybody got a question? Pop it in the comments there. All right, everybody. Own your authority. Be safe. Be smart. I love y'all. I'm fighting for y'all. I'll be back.